going to try to keep my emotions in check, but we have to talk about churches that say, well, we'll get into it. Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm a deep skeptic, also a pastor. So I've got this friend who doesn't go to church, maybe hasn't gone to church ever, but definitely not in years and years. And he texted me and he said, you know what, I've been thinking about going to church. I could use some community. And he texted me a picture. He said, this church in this shopping mall has a sign that says, everybody is welcome. And it's a church for people who don't go to church. Is this actually a good church? I said, let me look into it. Sometimes that phrase is used in a sketchy way. And so I went to their website. And on their website, it looked pretty okay. It looked like a typical non-denominational church, but it didn't say anything really specific. Everything was just very vague, like we believe in Jesus and we believe in the Bible and all of that kind of stuff. So I had to do a more advanced Google search. And then I found, buried on their website, not linked to from the actual homepage, was an incredibly homophobic sermon. Even though in big letters plastered outside of the church in this shopping mall is the phrase, all are welcome. Everybody is welcome here. They are not. Because if you say that gay people are going to hell and all of those standard fundamentalist ideas, that means that they are not welcome. And I get it. Technically, they'll let anybody show up and come through the door. They'll shake their hand. They'll give them a high five. But if it comes to those people serving in leadership, if it comes to those people being married by the pastors, that's not happening. And if women and queer people and all of those things cannot serve, cannot be married, if their very existence is seen as a sin, that's not welcoming. But it's even worse than that, because when a queer person decides, you know what, I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna go to this church, and they go week after week, and they're love bombed by the church volunteers and high-fived and fist bumped, and then after several weeks, they come to this homophobic sermon. That is traumatizing, because you see, you've lied to them. And if your church is about trying to get more people to be Christians, more people to follow Jesus, they're done. It's over, because you have just confirmed their impression that Christianity lies and is full of hate. And so if you're wanting them to follow Jesus, that's not happening now. So unless you are going to welcome everybody into the full life of your church, regardless of their gender, regardless of their sexuality, regardless of their immigration status, you don't say all are welcome here, because they're not. Just take the sign down. I know I did a bad job controlling my emotions, but this makes me very angry, because it makes Christians out to be liars. It goes directly against the life and teachings of Jesus. And because there are honest to God churches that accept absolutely everybody, no matter who they are, no matter how they walk in. They bring them into a loving community where they are supported. And that is a wonderful and beautiful thing. But these churches are giving Christians a bad name by lying and say that all are welcome.